Hey there. I'm Matt from Pixel Tail Games. Today is September 29th. I almost forgot what month it is, frankly. Welcome to the Pixel Tail Games developer stream on this wonderful Friday night. I am joined by the Pixel Tail crew. We got basically everybody. For some reason, the Discord isn't showing up, but the majority of the crew is here. I promise. It's really quiet, but I promise they're here.
Very
We
cool.
got Caboose Fooey, Lifeless Mac, Mike, me, Andy,
Cool.
Dennis, and Zach Ari.
Oh, that's me.
I'm gonna hand it off to Mac because we got some neat stuff to show off today.
Let me pull up my monitor here. So I think the Discord thing is because we switched over from our channel. But whatever, I'll figure that out in a second. So I've been working on the minigame stuff for the Plaza, and I think we showed this last time on the previous stream, but I wanted to show you the progress that's been done so far. And so one thing that's pretty obvious right here is we have the scoreboard now, and this scoreboard's pretty cool. So I'm going to show you. This is actually the scores we had from the last game. So I'm gonna just go ahead and start a game and then show you how all this works. So this little thing. So the whole event system, I've been also working on the back end stuff, and that's starting to get like really far. So I can actually start events really easily. So I'm gonna start this balloon one. So it begins.
It begins.
It begins. So now that the minigame is active, this one's in the plaza. There could be minigames or events that happen in not the central plaza, but this one is here. And so you can just hop in. It tells you a little bit of what to do, and then you just participate. I guess I'll just play one round, and then I can talk about a few things about how this works.
Sorry, that crossbow model is kind of work in progress.
Oh yeah.
Just FYI, I might have to do some. I made that for Virus like last January. I don't remember. It was kind of quick, and it needs my
Same with the animations.
Yeah, Chronicle was.
He's gonna hold out
until, yeah, he's gonna hold out until I remaster the crossbow. So for now, it's functional, but it's not polished.
It's stealing all my bullets.
But the minigame stuff's working. So there's a minigame HUD. You can actually see who's in the lead on the right, top right, and where you're placed. I'm currently in last because I'm kind of paying attention to what I'm streaming right now. Not really aiming very well. I'm also not that good, so that's nice. You can see your score at the bottom. So all minigames will kind of have this HUD. So when you first join, you'll know what times you're in, and I'll just let this run its course, and then I'll show some other stuff about the minigame features. But this game in particular, you're trying to get the farthest balloon. Terrible at it. It's gone. The farther you get, the more points. The closer, there's less points. And then there's a golden balloon every now and then that someone keeps taking from me.
Dude, I got like 10 of them. It's awesome.
I'm just so bad at aiming.
Tell me to step it up.
Is winning.
No.
Oh, because I'm terrible at aiming. That's why. There we go. Got it.
Third time's he totally yoinked it from you.
So bad.
Bad.
Okay. So now the minigame ends, and then it goes back.
So do we have a confirmed list of minigames so far, or is that still quiet?
Yeah, I had a list here. Let me get that up. I don't have like a full confirmed list, but I have like a list of things I wanted to do. Like the first one obviously is the balloon one, and I want to do some variations of that balloon game. So there's like different types of balloon mini games, like shooting balloons. I do want to do the cutout one, where you like go around and you smash things with the cutouts. And then I am working on a unit one where like unit like falls from the sky, kind of like the reverse balloon, and you go and collect them as quickly as possible. There's gonna be like the chainsaw battle, the snowball battle from the old Yuma Tower. I do want to expand on that and have a lot more different like games with weapons and stuff. For example, I want to try to do things that like completely change this area. Just kind of no clip up here, and like kind of split it into 4 sections, and we could do things like maybe like a trivia little mini game, or don't fall off the platform, and all sorts of other things that involve the plaza, like the central plaza area. And then of course there's other ideas I have for mini games that are like out in the docks, or races where you have to race from one point to another. So there's all sorts of things that I'm going to do with this. So this was all basically getting the systems working. So like I said, the scoreboard over here, it shows the scores of the last game, and that will be there until the next mini game begins. So let me show you a little bit more about this. When a mini game starts, you can kind of you can hop into the game, like I just walk in. It's same thing as walking out. So if you want to leave, there's two ways you can leave. You can just hold tab and leave, or you can just walk out. And when you walk out, it'll pay you out for the points that you've gained. That way, you don't have to wait for the whole event to get your money, your units. So I really like the whole hop in and out, and I've been trying to make sure that works really fluidly. So, like, see, I got a couple more points, and I can leave and get my money instantly, and go do other things. All these mini games, they basically run while everything else is going in the plaza. So if you'll get a notification in the chat that an event started, you can immediately start walking towards this, and no matter what point in time the game's at, you can just hop in. So that's like a key thing to these mini games, is that they're hop in, hop out. I just wanted to explain that and kind of how the payouts work and all that. I do think we'll probably have achievements hooked up to this and leaderboards as well. So for a few of the mini games at least. And I don't know. I guess that's it for now.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's really exciting because this means the groundwork's done. Mini game's working, so I can start making more, or make more. I can make the cutout one pretty easily, since everything, the point system and all that is done. So I'm pretty excited.
Somebody asked if there's going to be a countdown so people can get to the event in time before it starts, or is it just going to...
So right now it's kind of instant. I am planning on having some interaction with the characters, the whole character system. I think we showed off in a couple previous streams back. There'll be like this little cat-like character or something that we come up with that will let you know that an event's about to begin. On top of that, I do want to have an additional board that shows upcoming events. It may not tell you like exactly what the event is, but it'll say, hey, there's going to be a mini game at 2 o'clock. So get ready for that. So you can go ahead and go to that schedule board, see when an event's going to start, and get ready for that. And then when it happens, you're there. But if you didn't see the schedule or whatnot, the character I was mentioning will hint at it, say, hey, something's going to happen in a couple minutes here, and then the event will start. So there is a little bit of build up to it. There are for mini games, they're massive events, so they're going to be synchronized across all the Plaza servers at the same time. Pretty key thing that we want to work on. But there's certain other events that aren't going to be like announced. So this whole event system works with a lot of things. Right now it's just showing mini games, but I do want to have events where like characters visit the Plaza, and you just kind of have to know where they are. So there's a lot of room to expand with this system.
Are the mini games are they like connected with Living Lobby? Like, are the scoreboards connected across servers, or is it just independent events that are synced?
The events themselves, like starting the mini game, are synced. So every Plaza will have its own mini game. Like it'll have the same mini game, I should say. So when the balloon event happens, it'll happen for all the plazas. The scoreboard, because we were talking about that won't be synced across all the Plaza servers because it seems a little bit unfair. If you have a Plaza player with 1 and he's like getting all the points, and there's like a Plaza of 60 players who can't get as many points as him, it seems a little unfair. So we don't synchronize the scores, but like I said, I do want to hook it up to the leaderboard system. So at least that will be synced. Just not the current like score of that exact game. So
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then I just really am happy that I can start and stop games like at will. Just do that.
Oh, what
it's
the
just
heck?
super satisfying for me to be able to get to this point. So Yeah. Anyways, that's progress on this. I hopefully this will come out after our next not patch but update. I know we have a patch that's in the works right now, the hot fix that fixes a bunch of bugs that people have been talking to us about. Then there's the portable tools. I want to get like the copycat tool I think I showed on one of the streams out, and then this will come out. Because I need to work on some more mini games before this launches. I want to obviously not just have balloons, so I got to make mini games now. But yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah, and that's it. That's my thing. That's all I have.
That's a good thing. Nice,
Yeah.
nice thing you
I'm
got
gonna
there.
go fix the Discord thing while we're talking.
Okay. Let me know when I'm live.
Yeah, sure. There you go.
Okay, so I've been spending when did I start working this? I don't know. I've been doing ZMArt tests. I guess this isn't necessarily completely for Zombie Massacre. I'm just kind of working on a generalized tile set of street assets. So I started off making these curb models. And these are highly configurable for a bunch of different scenarios. I'm still working on expanding the tile set, and you can see that there's still some stuff at work in progress. But this week I focused on this really cool system that Zach is helping me out with for road lines. And it's a combination of deferred decals and a bunch of other magic stuff. But let me just set up an example here. I already made a bunch of like road line presets that I can swap out. So this is for American roads, by the way. So they have their edges like this. But then if I wanted to, I could open up this material right here. Where did you go? You're right here. I have a little master material that I can configure for some different stuff. For example, changing the line material makes it white, obviously. I can change the type of line from a double to maybe a solid. And then if I wanted to, I could make it striped. So this
That's pretty
system
cool.
is super configurable. It's not completely feature complete yet, but I mean, like I already started trying making some examples of what a road would look like. Obviously, I'd have like the turn lanes, and I can do like crosswalks and hopefully a couple of other things. But it's getting somewhere, and I think once this system is complete, I was gonna make some like really cool like miscellaneous stuff like pothole or manhole covers and like asphalt patches. I already kind of started working on some grungy stuff, like for example this. I get to it. Deferred decal right here is kind of for simulating tire wear on roads after a while. So I can go in here and kind of, make it
Just
more.
so you know, your FPS is pretty low.
Yeah, it's pretty garbage. But I mean, you can kind of see how configurable that is for making a road look more distressed. Because if it's a Zombie Massacre, I would want it to be a pretty dirty road, with a lot of character to it. So this system kind of gives me a good head start for that. And yeah. Yep.
Very crunchy.
Crunchy.
I think if I hit this button, Matt, and I didn't want to do it while
Yeah.
you're talking, I think it's gonna like connect me. So let me try
Well, here we go.
Oh, nothing happened. All right, moving on.
Oh well.
Oh well, I'll figure that out later. I think something happened with the whole system.
Rip the system.
Rip the system. So that's pretty cool. You have a weird skybox on that map, though. People are pointing that out.
Yeah, this is the in-game view. I have fog.
Okay.
I mean, it's a top-down. Really, the only point of the skybox in Zombie Massacre would be for reflections. Like, I was thinking about making like a rainy level with like puddles and stuff, and those puddles are gonna have information in there, and having kind of an intense sky to simulate that kind of helps. But no, I really want a I can then play the level. Whoops, not compile. That would be bad. This is what it would look like. This is what it would look like in game. So it's a pretty spooky environment there. That's all I can call it, spooky. I think whatever that junkyard level I made for original Zombie Massacre, that was one of my favorite atmospheres. Yeah. I like the foggy atmosphere. It just kind of makes everything a little creepy.
That map was really nice, but I think it needed to be a little bit more open. think that's the only thing
Yeah,
it suffered from.
it was a little tight, but good thing we're doing a lot of iterative design on this way around. So
Alright.
that's
Take your
that's all I
screen
got.
off.
So okay.
So, let's see. Mike, you have something to show off?
Yes. So over the last couple of days, I've been looking into figuring out what kind of items we could put in the nature store. And luckily for me, it's mostly just assets we already have, but we can just put them into turn them into items one way or another. And so I started looking into garnishing trees for the nature store. So what you see right here are just packs of trees they can buy for like these trees, for example, are just 3 for the price of 2, so to say. Just
You
just
get
to
one
make
free tree?
probably.
That's a good
It's
deal.
also a lot. It's also a lot. God damn.
Yeah.
Words. What are words? Okay, so it's also a lot easier to render for when you like when you want to make a forest a lot out of the same trees. You could just put a bunch of these packs. They all stick together. But if you don't want packs of trees, you can always just use single trees, such as a baobab tree, a white baobab tree, a birch, a blue spruce, a cherry blossom, a cypress oak, a European aspen, an evergreen, a green ash, a Causa dogwood, if that's how it's pronounced. I'm not sure about this one.
It's a
Orange
tree.
tree,
Like you know
thin
all those,
orange tree,
you know all the
palm
trees.
tree, pine tree, super tall pine tree,
Going out of
a
space.
red tree, Scots pine,
The game's all here.
and a little shrub.
Can't see the shrub.
What's this?
So
This
small.
this is Untitled. I don't know what kind of tree this is, but
It's a tree.
yeah. This is a. Oh my god, this is large. Okay,
The tree's
so
going to fight crime.
basically, so if you notice the flickering you saw, that's not on this tree. Let's see which one does. This one does. The flickering is because this tree has multiple like
Variations.
models. Yeah, it has multiple variations, and that's just really useful if you want to show a little diversity in your condo with slightly different trees and all that, just to make it seem more natural and more wild. And the reason it's flickering right now because every time I drag it, it picks a random model from the selected models that are available. So if you put it down in your condo, it should just only where you place it down, it will actually pick a random model. But that's you will also be able to manually select a specific variation for whatever reason you would like. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me just walk through this.
Are these
So
trees
this-
like any performance hit? Really?
No, not at all. Not at least not
Nice.
in my experience.
Good stuff.
They're just mostly they are just static models. So
Oh god.
I don't remember
In the
how
tree now.
expensive the foliage shader was or not, but
I know that Rye spent a
Not
lot of
too bad.
time on the house, like making sure those trees, like from a distance, popped out and they were laggy. So
yeah.
well, that's
Good
the
Nice.
status of the trees of the nature store items. So these are just trees. There will be other plants and grass is also going to be an option, but that's we had some discussions earlier about how we can implement some tools that come along with the copycat tool,
Mhm.
because there's also going to be some kind of foliage tool where you can brush along your condo and all that. It will just plant all the trees along. That's just something that's crossed our mind.
Yeah, because with the copycat tool, you could literally just place down one tree and then you right click on it and then you place down a duplicate of it really quickly.
Yeah.
And just keep keep duplicating over and over until you run out of the items and you have to go back to the store. But yeah.
You can be your own Johnny Appleseed, just going around
Yeah.
planting trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he did.
It'd be cool if they had a little animation, like when they like semi-grow. It's totally possible.
Speaking of animation, these should react to wind. Let me just put a wind actor.
Probably does. I think most of the trees are set up for it, right?
Yeah.
And then I think the other thing is the scale tool. It's like the copycat tool. You'll be able to rescale it with that thing too.
You can make a tiny botany forests.
Yeah, there you go. For the tiny potion.
I'm calling out for somebody to make like a little tiny forest that you can walk through if you take a tiny potion. There's a little tiny house.
Little tiny house.
It's gonna need to happen. If you can't tell with this frame rate, those trees are in fact swaying.
You can kind of see him. Yeah. If you just
They
don't
are-
move.
There it is.
Don't move. Don't walk around.
That's some intense wind you got going on there.
Yeah,
buddy.
what? Jesus.
Yeah.
Hurricane.
It's funny when I'm not actually playing in the editor, it just shows a static screen, and so when I change the variables on the wind actor, you can't actually see it change until you like move around. They actually start seeing changes. It works on some trees and other trees.
They're
So
just
this
not
means if
having
you
it.
set
You know?
your condo weather wind, all your place down
Yep.
trees will. That's really neat.
Was it? Yeah.
So what happens if you turn on snow with a snow tree that already has snow?
Don't talk
Yeah.
about
It's more snow.
that. It gets
It's
more
making
snow.
it too complex.
What you doing there, Fui?
What? Nothing.
You want me to show
Is that a-
what you're
is that a
doing?
bind?
I'm not doing anything. I'm just making a lot of fireworks.
Oh, I didn't know if you
Oh.
had like an automated mouse script that was doing that for you.
No, this
I
is
do-
very manual.
And do quickly before I show what you're doing real quick. I want to talk about the thing Dennis fixed. Because I have it open. It's the thing that finally fixed, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So I'm sure you guys are aware that the anti-aliasing settings were broken. They're finally fixed, and there's more settings. You can actually completely turn them off, and you won't have anti-aliasing bog down your system that can't handle it. I'm not sure if I can. I'm trying to make it obvious that it's on or not. It's a little hard.
It's
That's right.
pretty noticeable.
This is with it off. Kind of see the jaggeds a little bit.
If you look at the Plaza fountain, that seems to be like the best indicator when you were standing by like the stairs.
It's on. I want to stand by this. So, do you want to introduce Dennis? This is
Everybody
his
just
first
Dennis.
contribution.
Oh yeah, it's his first,
Contribution, yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
He's a new
What's up, everybody?
developer. He's a programmer.
He's
like
fresh out of
Fui
the
and I.
box. We just took the pink wrap off of him. I'm not sure how he was breathing before, but he managed. Welcome to life.
Got to be a part of the
That's it.
team.
It's his 10th day working at Pixel Games.
Yeah.
And also his last.
he's fixing those bugs and helping out with a lot of stuff.
There, he's done. Now you're gone. Bye.
Yep.
Fire tomorrow. They just wanted me for my anti-aliasing.
Yep, that was it.
We
Yeah,
You're
used
done.
you.
Weren't you were gonna do the temporal anti-aliasing too as a setting?
Yeah, I can talk about that if you'd like.
Yeah, if you
Just give,
want.
give a little rundown.
So, what's that?
Give him a rundown.
Little rundown.
Give it a rundown. All right. So with the fix of anti-aliasing, I was digging into the engine, and it turns out we can also change the type of anti-aliasing being done away from the default setting, which is FXAA, and you can actually change it to temporal if you want. So I'm going to be adding a drop down for that. I'm working on the code now, as a matter of fact, for that. You won't see it in next stream. Code's not checked in yet. But
No.
once that happens, I had Mike try it out, and he noticed a huge difference between FXAA and temporal. I'll let him vouch for that if he wants.
It was
But,
very
you know,
good.
Yeah,
Very
it made a really
pleasing.
big difference. But there's a risk involved. I think the risk is that you might get ghosting in certain areas.
Yeah.
But you can flip it on and off, right? So
Yeah.
In order to do MSAA, I think I saw somebody ask about this. We would need to enable forward rendering. Unreal does not support MSAA on a non-forward rendered project, and that's no small task. It's not as simple as a checkbox, unfortunately.
We
Wow,
actually
what?
tried turning on the checkbox because there is one. It didn't work. So
And it broke everything.
As it would turn out, making video games is hard.
we did everything in deferred rendering. So switching to forward rendering is like asking us to redo everything. Pretty much. I mean, there's some things that Unreal like helps us with, obviously, but yeah, that's a big task. Which won't happen.
I think aside from that, you'll probably see me just nailing bugs for a little while, so I can get up to speed. And then from there, hopefully, to work on some games or wherever I need to, wherever I need to be, right?
Yes.
Laser projector has dots again.
Oh yeah. I
You
don't
can show that
have.
off.
But you can. I don't have the ability to. Let me pull you up. Oh, you're live and extremely blurry, but you're live.
Put 'em back.
Really?
Put 'em
Am I
back.
blurry?
A little bit blurry.
Oh well. Can you see the clock?
I
If
can see the
Mike
clock.
stops streaming, maybe it'll help. Not to be rude.
Yeah, Mike. Jeez.
Yeah. So it has
Not
dots
really
now.
helping. Oh, well.
Let's see.
So it's got dots. So you got a little clock there.
Yeah, I got a little tornado.
Tornado.
Also, tell me about the new additions to the expression stuff, Foey.
Oh baby. Let
Wow,
me
that
just
is.
slam open
I
my.
cannot see
Oh
anything.
no.
Here, let me turn on the.
Wow.
No, you're really breaking the whole Hangouts. What are you doing?
The Hangouts
Ooh,
encoder
that's,
is like, what is going on right now?
I really doubt you're gonna be able to see any of this expression.
No, can't.
This
It's
is
Oh,
it's
well.
pixels on the screen.
If you ever want to test your bit rate or your compression algorithm, just run Foo's little
Little tornado.
little
Yeah,
tornado.
my little
Just
tornado.
flip the tornado switch. It's fine.
It looks like a very sketchy
No, it's
QR
not.
code.
But
It's still
Zach
not
added
fixed.
a new command to the laser expression, so you can do if statements, where given a condition, it returns the first value, else it returns the second value.
Nice.
And with that, it makes it very easy to do conditional type things. Like for example, in this clock, I have it so there's an hour hand, minute hand, and second hand. So I can control depending on like the laser index whether or not that dot is part of the hour hand, minute hand, or second hand, and color it accordingly. And currently, check it out, it's 4:30.
That's
the
10
clock.
minutes off.
No, it's
the
not.
proper time.
No.
Sorry.
No.
It's perfect.
Just no.
No.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
so that's
dots
pretty
help
cool.
quite a lot,
I've
don't
got,
they?
I've got a question for you, Fui.
I've got an answer for you right here.
So, because the clock uses the local time, if Lifeless and I were in a condo, would he
You'll
see
have
his
different
time
clocks.
correctly?
It'll have entirely different clocks.
Though, like local timekeeping.
Is that a 3D heart?
That thing is so
Yeah,
cool.
so that uses perspective to clock down dots. And actually, check this out. Check this out. If I open this up here,
Mhm.
and I change the shape,
Mhm.
let's make it a plus. Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's
Whoa!
That's
actually
illegal.
crazy. That's illegal.
Oh man.
So, pardon my dumb art boy ignorance. Is this expression editor scalable to other things if we implement them?
Yes.
Yes.
Sweet. I have no idea what that would be. What is applicable to the expression editor? Because I'm an expressionless boy. Okay, that
A
is just
hologram
nasty.
projector?
Look at that
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
It's
It's about to
the
get a lot
start.
more nasty.
Somebody needs to
Say
make a
goodbye to your
Millennium
bit
Falcon
rate in-
cockpit and then have
Yeah,
a
you
laser
just
projector.
destroyed that. Bit rate. It's gone. It's absolutely gone now. I'm looking at like
We need
15
Huli chat.
JPEGs. Just kept running the compression on that.
What I really like about the laser projector is that it collides with your player,
Oh yeah.
so you can make little holograms if you stand right in front of it.
Or you put a canvas.
That's done.
That's
Oh,
hidden,
like a clear canvas.
like a
That's
clear
cool.
canvas.
Really?
That's what I would do.
Like the giant shark from Back to the Future 2.
Like, check this out.
That's
How
kind of
crazy is that? Looks like it's right in front of me, but it's actually just a
Is
flat
that colliding? Is that colliding with your player capsule or the mesh?
with the capsule. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty nasty.
So from this angle, it looks totally 3D, but from this angle, it's 2D.
Huh.
Pretty crazy.
Hey, Fu, are you gonna post your code as examples in
Yeah, sure.
the Steam guide?
I think only one of these used the new if command, which is the clock. All the other ones work just fine.
Yeah, we can. And of course the unary minus operator is fixed in
Oh yeah.
this, as well as there's also a few new operators like logical comparison. So you can do like if this and this, or and greater than equal, less than equal, or equal to,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Useful logic stuff.
Not operator. So I added more operators and more functions. For
More functions means more fun.
yep, can't spell function without fun.
True. It won't work.
Also, fun fact: the laser dots are rendered in the same batch as each beam. They are not separate billboard sprite components now, so they are much more efficient.
Which is awesome.
Look at that.
And we could use that for other things too, not just the laser projectors, right?
Very
It's all
fast.
part of that whole system you
It's
made.
all part of the beam component. It's the component that allows you to make a beam with optional dots at the end, aligned to normals if you so desire. Completely configurable for anything. It'll be very useful for other stuff in Tower, I imagine, as we add more features.
For all the lasers we create.
Yes.
When
Well,
do we get laser light shows in the Plaza?
When you make them, Matt, come on.
Yeah, you gotta make them.
I'm expressionless.
See now,
I
Fu,
am
your
not
next project should be somehow loading in Twitch chat and having the laser
Oh my
projector just
god, you bring
print
out the
the
chat.
text. Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know if that's possible.
Anything's possible.
Anything's
in
possible.
imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to show the editor and not JPEG land? Because I could show.
Sure.
I don't have your expressions though.
I can send them to you.
Then you
Oh,
just
yeah.
copy paste them.
In the dystopian future where
Do I
humans
even have a
trade
laser
expressions.
projector? I do actually.
This guy doesn't have a laser projector.
I do.
Here,
Just gotta-
let's see
I
if
just
this
gotta-
fits in one Discord message.
Probably won't.
It does.
No way,
does.
really?
What?
It does.
Never.
That's the entire clock code right there.
Is this
I'm gonna
which one is this
steal
one?
it.
Oh, the clock.
The clock. Yeah.
I'm gonna steal it.
Oh no.
Yeah, because now I can actually see because it's not like hell itself.
Oh.
Clock.
I would recommend setting the number to 20 by 3.
20 by 3 in the grid?
Yeah, the grid.
You kind of
It
move
is
this.
scalable though.
You kind of move
Also,
this
make sure
somewhere.
to set the color to white.
To white?
Yeah.
Oh,
laser
oh,
color.
there you go.
Yeah.
Should get like some nighttime here. There we go. Yeah, that's really cool.
And actually, fun fact: see that time offset there?
What?
In the laser
oh.
projector, the
Yeah.
time offset actually works.
What?
You can
That's true,
offset it by
actually.
2 minutes, and the clock shows 2 minutes.
Oh, that's pretty
Yeah.
neat. I don't have your like
Wait,
canvas
doesn't it-
though, so I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You just gotta wing it.
Kind of just have to, yeah, imagine that.
Can you not read a clock?
I can read a clock, but I just don't
It
have
would
the
appear to
thing.
be 4:35, 6.
I'm not,
You
can
cheated.
you
You
read a
just
Don't
clock?
cheat with your taskbar clock.
What?
There's my canvas.
I literally guessed the time. I
You
didn't
giving me the
look at my-
canvas? Do I even have a canvas?
Just so,
Don't make me
just,
sad.
just so everybody knows, in the Steam guide for the laser projector, there are some simpler examples if people want to start kind of from the ground
Out of
up and
canvas.
learn how the expression system works.
Yeah.
I made a few examples that involve just simple sine waves and shapes, and you can start kind of messing around with those to get a feel for how the language works.
Did it really take it that long to get a canvas Mac?
Yes, it did, and that's something
Step
I
step
wanna-
one. You didn't use the filters, and then step
No, I
two,
want to talk about that, but I haven't actually finished what I want to do. I want to redo this. This thing drives me nuts every day. And I'm sure it drives some people nuts too. Finding items is extremely frustrating, and I want to redo it. And I've been talking to Fui and actually a bunch of other people too, actually, but mostly Fui recently. I want to make a prototype. I want to move this out. So this whole thing, like, it takes over the whole like bottom half of your screen, so that you can find things a lot easier, and it stays open. So you just press the button once, and then you can find an object, and then drag it down, drag it out. None of this like, oh my god, I have to like hold down Q and then find the thing, and then apply the filter. And I also want to have it so you have a search bar, and you can just type in banana or something and find it, instead of having to like visually see it. I'm working on some sort of UI that's going to make that better, because this is driving me nuts. Now I like the backpack. I mean, that's fine. I think that's okay for what it is, but the whole furniture thing is extremely frustrating. So I'm gonna start looking into making that better, because geez, it's a little hard to find things for me. Also, I don't know how to like get this to line up properly at all. But anyways, so I guess I can kind of segue into the Q&A, because other than a little bit talking about the update, I don't think we're done, right, for today?
I mean, I've been working on a lot of like the moderation stuff, but that's very back end. Well, the global chat stuff's going well, just so everyone knows. But
I'm working on the chatbox UI, and that also is very back end, so I don't have much to show. I'm working on the structure of it, so it's all code. But I'm sure Fui can vouch for me that it is.
It's very cool.
Pretty cool.
I have the shooting gallery thing, but no one's going to see it.
You don't want
No.
me? I can't show it? Wow. All right.
What a tease.
What's the
You'll
point?
get it maybe in 2 weeks. I say
In 2
maybe because I
weeks.
said it was going to be this week as well, but didn't.
Well, hey, that's when the next stream is. It works out.
Yeah, that's convenient.
It's nice.
What
that
a
was-
coinkydink.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess I could mention, like, you guys, we're working on the global chat. We want to get that out as soon as possible. That's what they're working on, and Lifeless was working on that shooting gallery, and
It's not going to be done in 2 weeks,
not
by
gonna
the
be done
way.
in 2 weeks.
I'm going to show it, some of
It'll
it
be
off in 2
presentable.
weeks.
Gonna show the rest of the class what he's been doing.
And then the moderation stuff you were talking about, just kind of briefly, you were talking about like the whole chat moderation stuff, kind of cleaning that up a little, right? And a few other back end things.
Oh yeah, like a couple of that stuff is pretty much feature complete at this point. So a lot of it's heating up now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we're still kind of talking about the 6.1 update, the patch. I kind of was talking today about if we want to put in a feature, maybe getting something like the copycat tool in before shipping that out. But if not, if that doesn't happen, that will be our next patch, is the 3.6.1, and it's on Trello. And it fixes a bunch of things, adds the endpoints for the laser projector, and there is also changes to the inventory. We had that like kind of tested this thing where it was like a little ghosted icon for the inventory. That's actually been removed. We're going back to the other way. And this is my frustration of the whole UI. Also, the speeds are back to normal. I think there were some people complaining about that. And just a lot of bug fixes, just general improvements. And the anti-aliasing stuff that we showed off, that will be in that patch too. The Plaza events won't be, like I said, it'll be tools first and then the Plaza events, and then I can't remember, I think it was fishing next after that, if all things goes well. Haven't had any progress on fishing just yet, sorry. I've been kind of busy with events, but I do want to get back to that and finish that as well. And was there anything else anyone want to say? And then we'll go to Q&A, or
I think I'm
That's
all
it.
good.
no one goes with it? Okay. Well, let's go to Q&A. Close this. Lag.
Questions and the answers.
You've got the questions, we've got the answers.
Yes.
What if we had a
Under
reverse
under
Q&A
certain
session one
circumstances.
time where it's like we ask the chat question?
Okay. Yeah.
And then we answered them as well.
Favorite color, go.
Oh no.
That's not. A
Oh
question.
no. You're gonna make that happen.
That is, yeah.
Favorite color, go?
No. No.
Yeah, you didn't say what is.
Yeah,
you just
there you
said
go.
favorite color. You didn't issue a command. You just.
I'm saying my question is yes or no to the go.
Well, that wasn't explicit.
All right. I'm gonna answer the first question. When we get more Plaza events, will players be able to vote for what minigame they want to play? Also, will there be additional payouts depending on how many people participate in the event? As for voting, probably not. The whole system is not really set up for voting. There will be a schedule board, and it'll tell you what events happening. And there's events that change daily, and there's events that are hourly or minutes and all that. As for the payouts, there's a possibility to kind of change that based on how many people are playing. I've not really tested balloons with more than like 5 people. So I want to see where that goes and then kind of tweak it from there. I'm sure there's going to be things to tweak. Probably not have enough balloons being spawned, for example. So. Next question is, will you ever reintroduce the drunk speaking from Gmod Tower? It was good comedy. Yes, I believe Caboose was actually working on the drunk text.
I made a very, very alpha version of it a long time ago, but
I
it
also
basically needs to be
100%
redone.
agree that it's good comedy.
We need it back, yeah.
Yeah, I probably would have to completely remake it because it wasn't very great.
Sneak it in for the chat update, you know.
Oh no, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Oh no.
Potentially.
Potentially.
It was my very first thing I attempted to make.
Well, the whole chat stuff will make it easier for like the party stuff, like the party system.
Yeah.
And that will probably be around the same time. We'll have the drunk thing. Yeah, I would hope. In a perfect world.
Hopefully.
Men like me would not exist.
Any updates on the achievement system? I'm so dang excited for that. I am very excited about it too. There is no updates on it yet, sorry. The internal stuff's done, we just need to start hooking up the achievements and planning out which ones we want to do like a final list of achievements and start hooking it all up. Hopefully that can start soon, because I know it's just been kind of getting ready to be done. Will the balloon minigame have music and more sound effects? Yes. They're actually sound effects that Zach gave me, and I didn't hook up for this demo. I'm so sorry. But there are sound effects for the popping balloons. I'm not sure if Will's doing music for it, but it would be nice. I would like to have music for the minigames. We need to come up with some way to make it work for all
do
types.
Music where it's like
Yeah. We need to
Like
figure out what we're
mechanics.
gonna do with that. But I think once we finish the mini games, we'll figure out the music. But I know Zach was helping me with some sound effects. Yep. Will the 18+ Twitch streams be fixed soon? Talking about when they have to click on the thing and you can't click on it. Yeah, that's something that we can look into. I need to talk to Zach about it more. It's kind of unfortunate that it happens. Maybe also Dennis can help start looking into that too.
That gives me a thought. What if like chat messages that are 18+ like have a little bar that says this is an 18+ chat message and click on it to reveal what the actual message
Every time you
is?
talk, it asks you, "Hey, is this 18+?"
That'd be annoying.
Basically have to add cursor support to the media player, and it'd be really useful to have anyways, so And it might be something in the API with the Twitch stream, but I'm not familiar with it. Unfortunately, I can't say much, but it's something we should start looking into, I think.
I didn't even know there's a plus Twitch stream concept.
Yeah. Adding, I'm not sure what this guy was saying. Adding a new event in the minigame called Juggernaut. I could think about some things like that. The problem with certain games like Juggernaut, I guess, is that it's a little not really compatible with hop in and hop out. Because if someone has like, you know, boosted up in power and then just leaves, the whole thing kind of falls apart.
Yeah,
I have to.
Juggernaut go.
Yeah.
Do.
I have to think of games like minigames that are the hop in and hop out, so that if you're late, you're not penalized or like. So like Simon Says was something I wanted to do, but I can't do it because if you're late, then you're at a disadvantage. So I want to try to avoid things that are like that. But I could come up with some other things like similar to that. Here's a good question. How is Odyssey going? So Joanna's been off for a week, right?
Yes.
And she is coming back Monday. This Monday.
Yes.
And going to continue working on Odyssey.
Yeah, I think I think when she left, a lot of the planets and moons are either started or being worked on. And yeah, I think Mike was making a gameplay element for her for one of the levels, so it's coming along. That's really all I know specifically, but yeah, it's coming along.
I think it's like the most ambitious mini golf maps, though.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's yeah, like 3 in 1.
I won't say what she asked me to do, but she asked me to look into something that's like some next level stuff from the golf ball for that map.
Probably the craziest one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Did you guys hold progress on the Vault due to SoundCloud's end, or because you guys want to work on other projects first? So it's kind of a mix of both. The SoundCloud stuff has been like kind of a big worry for us, but also we've been busy on other projects, and we just haven't gotten to the nightclub yet. But it's looking a little weird with the whole SoundCloud stuff. They have like different API like rules now, and I'm not sure what's going to happen there. It's like virtually impossible for us to do the YouTube stuff without like breaking a bunch of like rules that we don't want to break.
Also, just kind of not possible.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you have to break some rules to make it possible.
Yeah.
So.
Crack some skulls.
So it's kind of been on a hold because we want to finish the other stuff that are a little bit more pressing and distracting the programmers. The whole chat stuff is a huge project, right?
Yeah.
It's a doozy. Because it also comes with like the shared player positions and kind of the whole
it's like
connectedness.
It's like 5 systems in one.
Yeah, it's all like 10 things coming together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of we're kind of working on other things. And then also the SoundCloud, so it's a little both. Adding any bushes for the garden store? I believe Mike said that there's gonna be some bushes, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I've just mostly been going through the trees, and this is where I am now.
Will there be a department store for walls, roofs, etc.? I believe that we're gonna have some. I was talking about it a little bit about some wall, like a wall item that makes it easier to make walls, kind of like the canvas cube, but just a little bit easier. I think also Lifeless was working on something like that too. I kind of have to figure that out. I believe it's our intention to make stuff like that though, so people can make buildings a lot quicker.
Yeah, I mean, if it wouldn't be its own department, it would maybe be like a tab in the shop or something.
Yes.
We'll see what happens.
Are you going to add any... Oh, hold on. Let me read that again. Adding any maximization for the scale tool in the future. I assume that you mean like there's a limit or something. I'm a little confused by that. But I can explain that the scale tool that I want to make is just like something that you can just click really easily and it just increases the size of the item. And then you can click the opposite direction, like a right click, and it'll make it smaller. So you can just keep clicking to make it bigger. That is kind of like this like quick tool, but we do want to add gizmos as well, like a build mode, and then you'll have like complete control over the scale of items, and then you can move it around in 3D space, just like an editor. So there's kind of a mix of two things. So yeah, there's going to be the quick scale tool, and then the more advanced like editor mode scaling. Hopefully that answers something. This isn't a question, it's a concern. Make the crouching animation faster. I can't do funny crouch dance anymore. I actually have heard someone else say this too. I might increase the speed. So that'll probably happen. I wanted to make it a little slower, like the blend slower, just to make it look nicer, but I think it's actually having like the reverse effect. It's too slow. So I'll look into that. Are the load times going to be faster? Yes, every update we try to make things faster for load times, and we also try to optimize the game as much as we can. I know there's a lot of things that we still need to do with the Plaza. We're always doing it like every update, so we're always improving the load times. Like
It makes me cry.
Makes us sad, yeah. It's not where we want it yet. Obviously, we want it instant, right? That'll be possible.
Yep. It's just, break some couple
We want to
physics and time.
shave off some time. There's probably some ways we can do that, but we're doing it bit by bit. Let me read this. This is a bit long. Since the roller coaster is finished, I imagine there's a sort of rail system complete. I was wondering if on-rails minigames will be possible because a balloon chute where you ride a mine cart or something would be really cool. So there's a little boardwalk activity we're working on. It's like an on-rail shooter. Just use the same system, so you're pretty much there. You're gonna get it.
You're really on point there.
Yeah. Ridiculous. I do want to make some things for the roller coaster too. So see how that goes.
You better not add trivia to it. I told you.
I'm not adding trivia to it.
I'll punch you.
Get the wrong question, you just get kicked off.
You just fly off.
No, you need to keep on getting the correct answers to keep on going up the chain hill.
Oh yeah, there you go.
This is like typing of the dead, but for roller coasters.
Yeah.
You get the wrong answer and your restraints just open up, so when you go over like a loop, you just like get flung out because it's like, nope, incorrect. God.
Oh god. Yeah, the roller coaster stuff makes the whole rail stuff a lot better. Finally, we have a rail system. Will we get more angles for item rotation? It's really hard to get things looking right. So that kind of goes in what I was talking about before with the gizmos. We want to make some gizmos that you can like spawn. I think the best way to describe what a gizmo is just kind of like a interactive 3D type widget that you can just click and drag your mouse to get the right rotation. So it'll give you like a lot finer control of rotation for your items instead of being locked at 45 degrees or whatnot. So that will get you what you want.
He means those red, green, and blue XYZ arrows.
Yes. I could get an example on the screen. What I mean. And not the gremlin.
Oh my goodness.
This is an example. I just looked it up on Google. Right here. This is a gizmo. So you can like move things up and down. You move it left and right, forward and back, all that stuff, and then you can rotate it, and you'll get finer control because you're rotating it with your mouse.
Okay, this gizmo looks really.
It's a little complex. Okay, I couldn't say, like I said, it's the first one I could find.
It's kind of like an exploded view of one.
Yeah, it is kind of an exploded view. But yeah, it's basic example. Anyways, moving on. Can you add more sound effects or make the one it has louder? The volume is kind of low. I assume you mean the minigame stuff. Yeah, like I said, I didn't have many sound effects hooked up at all. So that will be worked on, don't worry. Will you guys go to gaming events or conventions? I don't know if we're gonna go to any events at the moment. I have nothing, like I don't know if we're planning to. This game is a bit hard to show at conventions, so we kind of been holding off on doing that. I think more towards like the end of early access, we can start looking into like things of that nature. It's pretty difficult to like go to a convention and be like, hey, check out Tower. It's got like 8 games that you need to sit down and play all of them. Like, yeah. So we haven't really done any convention work just yet because we've been just focusing on getting the game done and you know not going to conventions. But hopefully one day we'll go. Be nice. It'd be fun. We'll keep you posted on when that changes, or if we ever go to one, of course. Will the island ever be extended maybe to other islands? Yes, there's a feature on our Trello called the Ocean Expansion. We're planning to like have different islands and all that good stuff. I wish I could be more descriptive, but we haven't gotten to that development just yet. But yeah, we do plan to extend things out in the Plaza. Can you check out the volume difference between Ball Race and everything else? Ball Race is definitely loud. I personally haven't had that experience, but I kind of have my sounds lower. I can look into that if you want. Any news on when there will be more character customization? Right now we're kind of focusing on gameplay. I think I mentioned this a few times, but character customization will be more towards like the end. Because we want to have the games first and then kind of start working on it. Character customization is like a huge task. Like we kind of all need to work together on it. Like the artists have to work with the programmers and we all have to kind of stop just to work on that. And so right now we're kind of focusing on like the workshop being the character customization stuff and then see how far that gets us. And I do know that we want to redo the player models that we have now as well. But I think it's more towards the end of leaving early access. It's gonna be a bit. But workshop will be there sooner than that, so you can have like at least workshop characters. And I'll just answer a few more questions and then call it quits. Are usable computers / internet somewhere in the potential agenda? I know it's a hefty thing, but with arcade UI, it feels like it may be possible. So that's the kind of the fix for the Twitch, the temporary fix, I guess, until we can figure out the API. Being able to click on the media players would be extremely useful. I do know it's planned at some point. I don't know like when we're gonna get to it, but I would like to have that. I have to talk to Zach more about it because Zach will probably be the one to help with that, or Dennis. I don't know when it is, but it's definitely planned. Will there be a sale for every shop during the shop sale event? So with the events, there definitely will be sales for the stores, but it'll just pick like a random store to go on sale. Not every single store will go on sale at once. So you have to kind of be there for the one that you want. And I think the schedule board might tell. I haven't decided whether or not I want to do it, but I think the schedule board will at least tell you that there's a sale, a store sale that's coming up, so you can like plan for that and get to the plaza when there's a store sale. And I was Another question about the Simon Says thing. I talked about that earlier. It's not that easy to do Simon Says because it's hop in and hop out. It's just not fair if you hop in late. Okay, and then I'll end on this question. Is it possible for the Plaza minigames to give out special items? It is totally possible, and it totally might happen. There are the event system, I know with the characters, they might give you items, like special items. So it is totally possible for the minigames to do the same thing. It's really up to what we plan to give out. I do know for like holiday events and stuff, it'd be nice to have like the minigames give you like special items just for participating in it. So that definitely might happen. And I'm gonna end it there, because it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you have more questions, then feel free to slam some posts on our forums.
Yep. Our next stream.
Friday the 13th. I
Ooh,
believe.
that's spooky.
it's on October.
October 13th.
Oh,
Is it actually
no.
Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
In
Yeah, it is.
October?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
No. Oh, goodness. Well,
Oh.
rip. Yeah, I mean,
Well, hopefully we have a good stream then.
well, now you just jinxed it.
Yeah,
So
I did.
it's gonna be this stream that just like Twitch explodes and no more streaming forever.
All right, well, we'll see you guys on Friday the 13th.
Bye.
Adios.
Thanks for
Take
watching.
care.
And yeah, feel free to post questions on our forums. They're always there.
Yeah.
Yep. See
See
ya.
you later. Have breakfast.